I'm heading out to a ruin today. One I've been to one time before, and it's not a very well-known ruin, so I was impressed when I saw it, and I thought it was worth another look. There isn't really any official or really well-known trail here, but you can see there's a sort of a beaten path. It's way down to the river. Seems like quite a few people have taken it. It's even marked with some little pink ribbons. Fairly recent bird nest. Forward progress is slowing down with all these cacti sticking in my legs. Well, here's a sign I'm getting close. Some little pieces of plain pottery down here, the orangey stuff. Also notice a little rock alignment here, which is likely man-made for some reason. Biggest piece so far, just plain. You can see lots of pottery here, but the main ruin seems to be across the way over there. You can see some of the collapsed walls. We'll be looking around, see what we can find. It's both the normal orange color, but this one's obviously darker. It's much thicker too. Gray, a light gray. Metal ring, what is that? That's solid iron. Obviously of more recent vintage. I don't know, maybe part of a chain or something, but odd thing to find here. Walking up to the edge now. See, there's been a lot of digging here, looks like. It's been dug out. And it's quite extensive. I don't know how many rooms, probably at least 20, maybe more. What we got over here? Oh, there's some metates. That's modern metal, but that's almost a completely intact, what I call a portable metate, one that can be moved around. This one as well. Good examples. My understanding is these ruins originally had a lot of these, and through the years they were carried away by visitors, put into collections, living rooms. Cowboys picked them up. That's what they say. Now you use a mono on these things, which is a flat grinding rock. I don't know whether someone has put these here to represent them. I sort of doubt those, although this piece right here very well looks like it could be a broken mono that could have been used to slide in here to grind seeds and grain. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I just picked this piece up. It's a little noteworthy. It's got a nice glaze on it. It has to be fired at a higher temperature to get that. Otherwise, just plain pottery, pretty thick. I'm a little bit away from the main ruin now, but you can see another room outlined here. Maybe, I don't know, 50, 100 feet from the main ruin. And that's a big piece of pottery. Part of a big vessel, not too thick. And you can see people have been coming here for years. That rusty can is, oh, who knows, more than 50 years old, no doubt. Looking back at that room. There's a couple big pieces of pottery over here too. See if we can find some interesting stuff, some painted stuff. Back at another corner of the main ruin. See if I can get up and look into a little bit. I'm going to walk on some loose rocks. Oh, you can see it's been dug out quite a lot there. And over here. It's been very, I don't know, must have been hard to build with these kind of irregular rocks. That's why they haven't lasted well as walls over time. A little bit of a, I don't want to call it a culvert, but a little low spot where the water runs down when it rains. And you can see it gathers up. Pottery gets sort of concentrated in these areas. It rolls downhill below a spot. Okay, that looks like an interesting piece. If that's paint that I see. Yeah, I think this is like what they, got a bug on me. It's like what they make up on the Hopi Reservation for, I don't know, the last 800 years. Jadito yellow, I think it's called. I find a lot of this up north. But look at that. This is a piece that's made it down here. This is very nicely made pottery. I think they do coal firing up there, which is a higher temperature. It makes a higher grade of pottery. Well, that's a nice piece to find. So this would have had to been obtained by trade with the people here. Oh, I don't know what we are, 150 miles away. Well, that's a pretty nice section of wall. That shows some engineering there. Perhaps all of it started this way before the collapse happened. You know, maybe the digging hurt it. But that shows that some of the walls were, at least some of the walls were quite good. Pottery here, you know, all plain. What I can see, scanning it. A lot of pottery. I noticed this blue stone down here, and I remember those from the last time I was here. There are a few of them, and they're quite unique. I think they've been brought in from somewhere else. There isn't any stone like this, certainly not in the immediate vicinity. I don't know where they could have gotten it from. As I recall, it's nice flat pieces which would make, you know, good lids or something. Let me just see if this one looks flat. Oh, it's pretty heavy, but it's pretty flat. It's a heavy rock. Interesting. I'll bet we see some more. See some more pottery in this room. That looks like a real big sherd. Let me go see if I can walk there. Basically, you're to avoid walking on the collapsed walls. These are all pretty stable, so I'm not doing any damage. But let's pick that up. Another big sherd. I think it's a vessel similar to the other one. It's got the similar curvature and similar thickness. Quite rough on the inside. You can see some other big pieces around, perhaps some from the same vessel. I've walked a little more into the interior, but here's another one of these blue stones. You can see that is a real impressive looking slab. You can see how big it is, and it is flat. See if I can get a good enough angle to lift it. All right, here we go. Oh, it's heavy. Look at it. That's the backside. Big, flat, heavy. Wherever they got it from, it took some muscle power to get it to this location. You can see over there in the corner, it's dug down quite neatly. My understanding is people out looking for pots and you know, things they can collect or sell. Look in corners, because quite often that's where stuff is. But you can tell it by just how deep and how neat that is. That may not have been that old. And I also recall when I was here last time finding a couple shovels, which is not common, but people be digging. And you know, this little hole right here is another example, pretty neatly dug out, probably fairly recently. Well, why do I think that? I think the ground gets rougher over time with rain and all that. That just looks like a flat floor there to me. I may be wrong, of course. I just noticed this though. It's another piece of metate, broken metate. Right here, it's pretty heavy, but you can tell by the lip on it. We're lucky to see the intact ones earlier. Usually this is what I find, the broken ones. Another room, more bits of blue stone, possibly broken. That piece may be intact enough to be a lid. You can see another wall here that's not so bad. Okay, I spotted a piece of what I'm looking for. Maybe you can try to find it yourself. But you don't know what I'm looking for, but it's this piece down here, this painted piece. This is, I believe this is called Salado Polychrome. And you see both black and white paint on it. And my understanding is, well, this is really the only painted pottery you find that's from around here. And you can find these where they've completely painted the brown white, and then it looks like some of the black on white they made farther north. And maybe that's what the Salados were thinking when they were making this type of pottery back, I don't know, 800 years ago, something like that. Oh, here's a nice piece. Nice rim piece. And it looks like another one over here. A couple of them. A lot of rim pieces just right here. You can see another one over here. That one stands out as a different color. That looks like that yellowware piece I picked up earlier. And it feels like it. I think it's the same type. I don't see any paint here. Huh. Yeah, that looks like some paint on this side. Interestingly enough. A little degraded, but yeah, that's another piece of that stuff that comes from up north. Just down in another corner of the ruin, you can see it's not much changing. But I noticed this behind me, this little, well, it looks like a circle. It's certainly a circle up to there. I don't know whether you consider that continuing. I guess so. Interesting. I know that circles of about this size, well, they weren't just circles, they were dug down, were agave roasting pits. But in this case, I'm not quite sure whether it's something utilitarian like that or if it's has some other purpose. One looks like it has some paint on it, even though it may be coming off. But yeah, you can see both light colored and black paint on that. A few feet away, there's this obvious, more convincing one down here. It's clearly the style of the polychrome. Another blue rock with some nice larger sherds put next to it. Another one here. Well, I'm now about, I don't know, maybe 100 yards away from the main ruin, and I have encountered what looks to be a large single room perimeter, particularly here on the right. That is an edge because it falls down the hill this way, and you can see it's all cleared out here. For a place it's all covered with rocks. That doesn't happen all by itself. But yeah, you can see the edge. It's quite obvious. And it looks like an edge on this side too. And on the far side. I think I'm going to head back that way.